Hi everyone. I know it's been a minute, but I wanted to come on really quickly and show you what I've been doing and how I've been trying to continue to stay relatively healthy while being in this van full time. Lately, I've been fermenting a lot of things. I mean, you already know I sprout and I have a little garden in here and I sprout, like right now I'm sprouting some pinto beans and I sprout a lot of other things. I pretty much sprout any grain I consume, and I grow my little garden. My lights on my garden broke, so I just got back to putting things uh, in the van ground in my little containers because I didn't have any light and I was in weather that just was not, they were not growing well, and they were flopping over and I couldn't get light. So I finally have some more lights on order, and I'm gonna have a big lush garden again. But of course, you all know I sprout things. There's my kitchen crop back there that doesn't really have anything in it except something I use to juice. But I've been fermenting, and here's some kombucha. I absolutely love kombucha. I love it so much, but I've only ever drank it every once in a while because I kind of get it when I want to treat myself, because it's like almost $4 a bottle. It's like $3 or $4 a bottle, and that's just really expensive. And so I recently was reading a book. The same person that I read his book about gardening in small spaces, I read his other book about more gardening in small spaces, like if you live in an apartment and et cetera, et cetera. And he was just talking about things and about fermenting things. And um, I I started off with fermenting, uh, making kefir, and this is some kefir that I don't here. I'm gonna push back my little trays so I could put this here so you could see it better. I started off with making kefir. I got some grains on Facebook Marketplace. I bartered them actually. They were almost $10, but the lady, I was at the co-op in the city in Montana, and I was telling her, "Oh, I'm on my way. I'm gonna go to the co-op really quickly. I had to pick up a few things." And she's like, "Oh, hey, can you get me some eggs?" So I got her some eggs, and I was gonna pay her the money for the grains, and she's like, "Oh, just keep it because you just saved me so much time." I'm like, "Okay, thank you." But that was like just over a month ago, and I've been making kefir ever since. I've been very fortunate. I consume raw milk only. Like if I'm consuming milk, it's raw milk. But I only found low temp pasteurized because um, I was in North Dakota. Right now I'm in Minnesota. I'm actually headed to a Stevie Wonder concert in a week, and so I'm made my way. I wanted to go through Minnesota, so I've been hanging out in Minnesota for the past couple of days, and I couldn't find any raw milk in North Dakota, so I found this low temperature or low temp pasteurized milk. That was like the best I could do. So I was fermenting. I've been making kefir, which is a really strong and good probiotic. And I've also been fermenting some veggies. So here are my favorite. I don't. Here, come on. The sun is. Are these cucumbers. So I've been fermenting cucumber. Oh my god, they were so good. This is my second batch. The first batch I put a slice of a jalapeno in there, and they were spicy pickles. Oh my god, they were so good. And this time I forgot to get a jalapeno. And I was like, dang, but I still just started to ferment. And then here's some sauerkraut. I hope you all can see this because of here. Let me try and close this thing so you can see it better. Um, Here is some sauerkraut that has been crowding for the past month, and I'm so ready to eat this. I absolutely love sauerkraut. Even when I was a small child, I have always loved salty, sour foods, and I love sauerkraut. And I actually am gonna start making some more soon, just because I want to have a good rotation of it going. And then my kombucha. And I have been wanting to make kombucha for the past handful of years. And I was always really intimidated by it. And so when I started, and I also make yogurt too, but I don't have any of that made. I started making that. The yogurt always comes out like drinkable because I can't hold the temperature here in this van for 8 hours. So, but I think it tastes good, and I won't eat store-bought yogurt, so I make that, but I don't have any right now. And so then the kombucha, I got to thinking about it. Like, I always wanted to make it, and I was so intimidated by it. But when I was making the other ferments, and the primary premise is to take some of that ferment and put it into another ferment and let it sit. And I just got to thinking, like, kombucha just can't be that difficult. So I went on Facebook Marketplace again, and I bought this really healthy pellicle. I guess you can see under there, so there's 2 layers. The top layer you see is the pellicle. The bottom one is the one from the first one that I purchased from a lady on Facebook Marketplace. And this, I'm so happy about this kombucha. This is my second batch. And the first batch was so good. Like, I had to slow myself down from drinking it all, like in 1 to 2 sittings, because I was like, oh my God, I want to eat this so bad. Or drink this so bad. It was so good. I didn't even flavor it. I didn't do a second ferment. I didn't flavor it just because I liked how it tasted right out of the jar. Plus, it was like, okay, it was a little difficult to flavor, and it was just extra work, and, I didn't really feel like putting that in right at that time. But the flavor, even without that, was so good, and I like to get, like, 99% of the sugar out, so I like to let it ferment, as much as possible, because I would like to get 100% of the sugar out. And it was just so good. And I just want to show you all of this and see if anyone else makes ferments. So you can see that pellicle. The first time I made this, I had like no pellicle, and the weather was warmer. And this time I was gonna buy, I was thinking about buying a kombucha warmer and like plugging it into my power bank. And then I saw this pellicle forming, and I'm like, I don't need it. And even the weather is getting cold sometimes. Sometimes it's like not negative 30, it's like 30 degrees at night. And I was like, what am I going to do about my ferments? Because, the heat actually helps them ferment better and quicker. And they say that the cold slows it down. But this ferment, this is, I think, the 11th day of this kombucha, and it looks better than my first batch, which was in much warmer weather. I also ferment, and I make coconut water kefir. I went to Costco and I bought this big old thing of coconut water. Yes, I would much prefer fresh young coconuts, but that's just not a reality right now. That's not possible. It's not practical at this moment. So, so I have my little garden, which I have some stuff planted. I've got some, what's planted in my garden right now? Some red acre cabbage, some basic salad mix, and broccoli sprouts, of course. And then today I'm going to do some more planting, plant some kale, have some kale microgreens, some more broccoli sprouts, because I always like to have a good rotation of broccoli sprouts. And then I have some other things down here. I'm going to sprout these mung beans because I like to make stir fry with those. And I'm going to plant some sunflower seeds and some green beans so I can have all these microgreens and good food. Anyway, do let me know what you think. And if anyone brews kombucha or makes other ferments to stay healthy while you are living in a van, do let me know. All right, bye-bye.